Hey, it's your boy Jermaine back with another video. I got a new idea I'm gonna try. We're just gonna sit back and read the comments from the past week, and we'll talk about them and just go with the flow, and we'll just hang out, make an in real life video, sit back, chat for a little bit. Yeah, that's what we got going on, so let's just jump right into this one. So I'm just gonna start checking out some of the comments, cause see, when I used to stream, I would stream and read the comments at the same time, but like now I'm just sort of not streaming as much, but still like making content, right? So I see someone here is talking about 24-hour fitness is closing in SF. Yes, one of the 24-hour fitnesses in the financial district is closing. So yeah, that's true. But there's a lot more other locations in the city. There's the Ocean Street one. There's also there's one on California Street. There's one on Montgomery. There's one Potrero Hill. And there might be another one that I'm not naming. There's one down in Daly City. There's a couple down in Oakland. There's more down in South Bay. So yeah, there's definitely more, but they're just closing one location. The one location that they are closing is it's in the middle of the financial district, and that area don't get that much foot traffic. It's actually really close to the McDonald's that they're closing. Like I said, that area don't get that much foot traffic nowadays. So yeah, they are closing that, but out with the old, in with the new. Someone says setting up for APEC. Yeah, I totally know that's why they're setting up. In the last video I did, I was like skateboarding through downtown, showing off like all the fences and the barricades, and someone was like, oh yeah, it's the Asian Pacific Economic Corporation Conference. And I'm like, yeah, of course, I know, especially if I was out filming. But maybe they just said that so other people in the stream can know what's up, what's going on. So yeah, anyway. All right, so I see with the 360 videos, looks like slowly, but more and more people are catching on to them. I'm gonna keep it real. When I first started to watch 360 videos, I didn't really get it at first. And then once I got it, I was like, yo, this is dope. Like, I don't want to make another video. I want to make 360 videos all the time. So yeah, it looks like more and more people are getting them. Someone says at 324, that guy's getting fired. I don't know what part of that video you're talking about, but I'm just gonna take it at that. I'm not gonna read like every single comment, but like I'll kind of randomly read some comments. How many times have you flown off your board and hit the pavement? Knock on wood, it's been a minute since I crashed. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've crashed. But ideally, what you want to do when you're crashing, you want to try to outrun it. So like you come off the board and you land on your feet, and you don't just fall and tumble. That's what you don't want to do. But yeah, I haven't crashed in a minute, but yeah, it definitely happens. You know, especially if you're on a skateboard, you're on a bike. Eventually, you will. You will have contact with the pavement. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, some big politicians coming from China is coming. Yeah, they're getting ready for the event. Yeah, we'll go down a little bit. They're gonna do street racing. No, I don't think they're doing street racing. That's not why they're closing down the streets. Yeah, so with next week, I imagine a lot of people probably will work from home. Streets are closed. People are banned, including majority. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I don't want to talk about that comment. It's getting a little political. This bring a video idea. Jay explained how you have a 1099 job, how you get financing for a vehicle, or review why you choose a Chevy Volt or Chevy Bolt as I have. Okay, so the thing about getting a financing a vehicle when you have a 1099 job, there's a couple ways you can do that. You could do it the hard way, basically like I did. When you do it the hard way, I'll make a video talking about this later, but I'll just kind of answer this question right now. But basically the hard way is when you go and basically you have credit that's like good enough, and then you put down a nice down payment, and then you just have a really high interest rate. Like that's like one way you can do it. That's the hard way to do it. Now, with that higher interest rate, what you could do is you can make payments for like 6 months, and then you can refinance you could refinance the loan, and that way you could bring your interest rates down quite a bit, and then you can also bring your monthly payments down, and you can even maybe go from like 60 months to like 48 months. Like you could really do a lot of things after you finance after that 6 months. It also helps, I was told this from a car dealer, it also helps during that 6 months if you pay a little bit more than in the payment price, because it shows that you are serious about paying this money back, you know. So yeah, I would say that's one way. Now there is a much better way. Okay, there is a much better way to buy a car, especially if you are a 1099, and that is to create a business, right? Get your LLC, create a business, and whenever you sign up for Uber and DoorDash and Instacart and stuff like that, instead of you putting your name on the form, and instead of you putting your social security number down on the form, what you would do is you would put your business name down, and you would put the tax ID number for the, basically you would put the business name down. So every week when you get paid from the apps, the money's gonna go to your business, okay? So you're gonna have a business bank account. So when you have this business bank account, guess what you can do after you got a business bank account? You could put yourself on payroll. Now, after you've been working for your business for more than a year, and you've been on payroll, well, now you're gonna have paycheck stubs from your business, the business that you own, right? So now you're not exactly an independent contractor anymore. And then you can do things like you can pay yourself certain amounts. Like for example, as an Uber driver, as a Lyft driver, as someone that works in the sharing economy, one thing that happens a lot with the sharing economy is your pay fluctuates greatly. Some weeks you make, you know, X amount of money, X amount of money, X amount of money, and then you have a slow week. Or some weeks, you know, it's slow. So basically your money can fluctuate. So if you actually have a business, what you can do is you can set yourself up where like you pay yourself X amount of money every week. Now, some weeks, maybe you go out and drive Uber, you make $2,000 a week, right? But then some weeks you may go out and drive Uber and maybe you only make like $1,000. So basically you can like have all the money going to your business account, and then you can set up an amount. Okay, I'm gonna pay myself $1,200 a week, right? So every month, you know, I'm gonna, you know, come out with what, $5,000 a week, right? I'm gonna pay myself. But maybe one of those months you made $8,000 for that month, and then maybe the next month you made $8,000, and then maybe the third month you went out of town, so you only made $2,000. But like you can have enough money in that account, so now you're still getting paid the $1,200 a week. And then you can even do things like take time off, right? Because now you can set it up where like, okay, I got this much money coming in, and we can afford to go out of town for these days. It's definitely a good way to like set yourself up, and also you get the paycheck stubs. Once you get them paycheck stubs, believe me, it makes your life completely different as a self-employed person, because now you could easily go buy a car, and the car doesn't even have to be in your name. You can put it in your business name. And if you want to do things like rent an apartment, it'll be much easier to rent an apartment if you got like an LLC and you got a business, and then you paying yourself through the business, and you need to get QuickBooks and stuff like that. So that way, you know, that's how you would pay yourself through QuickBooks. So yeah, I would say like it's something that, you know, there's definitely two ways you can go about it. If you do the LLC route, it might cost you a little bit more up front, because you will have to pay for the LLC every year. And then you also, but some things may cost a little bit more, right? I'll just leave it at that when you got a business. I don't want to go into too much in this one, because I'm just kind of going through these comments. But thought I would, you know, answer that one for a quick minute. What's the next country you plan to visit, and where and when was the last one you visited? So the next country I want to visit, I really want to go to the UK. There is someone I've been like talking to in the UK. Like I really want to go and like visit them, like just go for a couple of days and like hang out. Yeah. The UK is also a quite somewhat easy place to get to from San Francisco. Like I can just easily like jump on a flight, go over to the UK, hang out for 3-4 days, and then jump on a flight and come back, and have to deal with that jet lag. But yeah, London is a pretty easy one to go to. I do actually would love to start back to traveling very soon. I'm thinking about doing something pretty radical in the part-time, and then I want to get back to traveling, because since I'm not in a relationship anymore, and I was just thinking about this the other day. I was thinking about how on the weekends, since I'm like single on the weekends, like I'm kind of bored. Like I don't really work on the weekends, and I don't really want to work on the weekends because it's not like it's that busy on the weekends, right? Like it used to be. So I found myself kind of lonely in the city, and I found myself kind of bored in the city. So I'm thinking, yo, on the weekends, I should probably like start doing stuff outside the city, and that would give me something to make content with, like outside the city. That would just be really, really cool and be really, really dope, because I'll have something else to do on the weekends, and I can look forward to the weekends, because like the nightlife in SF is like, I don't know, it's just kind of whack right now, and I think I need a little bit something else going on in life, something more adventurous, something more random, maybe going to a new place, experiencing something else. Yeah, so I definitely want to start back to traveling soon, but a country I do want to check out, I want to check out Europe, and I want to check out like more Eastern Europe. I know it's like winter time and stuff, but yeah, I thought about maybe like checking out like maybe somewhere in like Eastern Europe. Don't really want to name any countries, but like, who knows, I might like show up to a country over there, stay for like a week, make hella content, and then fly back and then start sharing the content that I made, you know. So that's just something to throw out there. Like Eastern Europe would be a lot of fun. Not the easiest place to get to, because like I said, UK would be super easy to get to, because I can just jump on like a one-way flight and just be over there in the UK, versus like going anywhere in Eastern Europe. You're gonna have to take 2, if not 3 flights. Just depends on where you're trying to go, what times you're trying to go, you know. But yeah, definitely want to get back into traveling soon. That would be a lot of fun. Oh my gosh, today is like so nice outside. It's so beautiful, and I don't really have anything to do. I hung out with a friend last night, and we had a blast. I kind of lost my voice, and my voice is a little scratchy, but like, oh my gosh, I had so much fun last night. Great video watching it on my TV. Oh, I didn't answer your last question. What was the last country I visited? Last country I visited was the UK. So would love to go back to South Africa, but like South Africa is one of those places I want to go and stay a little bit longer than like a week. I need to stay for like a little bit if I'm gonna go back to South Africa, because that's a minute. That's a long way. That's a long flight. Let's see. It's so funny, like I made a reel about this truck parked on the side of the freaking street, and someone wrote, if that truck is still there, I'm gonna give him a ticket. Thanks for the tip. So I don't know if that was parking enforcement, but like, I didn't know parking enforcement be following me up on YouTube, but that could have been somebody just kind of trying to troll, trying to be funny. But that's dope. I don't know, I guess all sorts of people watch me on YouTube. Look, I'm always putting out something crazy, right? I'm always putting out something wild, like look at this security truck, and then the next one is like a thong pic at the beach, right? Putting clothes on, right? I did get one comment, like I like hit this comment. Like I really don't hide comments, but like someone left a comment about like how I was like how they said like you're at the park, and like, you know, you're half naked at the park, and like I'm like, yo, I ain't got time for that comment. So I hit that one. Like I said, I don't usually hide comments, but that one was like, bro, I don't know, are you just hating or what? Like, ain't nobody at the park. Like, of course I wouldn't have did that at the park if it was a bunch of people there. Like, it was like no one there, so I was like, perfect. And then it was also like one of them parks off the beaten path. Like, I don't want to give out all my parks, right? I go to make my videos, you know. But yeah, the rents. That's why McDonald's can't survive. You know, the whole McDonald's thing is pretty scary. It's pretty crazy to see, because if McDonald's can't make it there, I mean, how these mom and pop stores making it there? Dear Jermaine, I left San Francisco in 2011. After living there for 30 years, I got fed up about a lot of stuff except the weather and the beauty of the city. Yo, let me go ahead and heart that one, because that was a good comment. I can see that. I could definitely see that, especially after living 30 years, you know. Yeah, like I don't really want to move, because like I've lived here for so long and I don't really know anything else, and like I feel like moving back home would be really hard right now in my life. So like that's something I think about. Maybe I'd move to New York if I was gonna move somewhere. it's hard to hear, but everything you said is true. Yeah, like speaking about Amsterdam versus San Francisco, like this video really didn't get a lot of views because maybe the title was very basic. It's like Amsterdam versus San Francisco, but like what? Maybe I didn't give it a really good title. Maybe I should go back and like try to title this video. Let's go and change the title right now, like as we're making this one. Because I think that's not a bad video, but like, once again, Amsterdam versus San Francisco. What I call it, Amsterdam versus San Francisco for tourists. Okay. All right, so we've just changed that one. That sounds a little bit better. Now it's for tourists. For tourists. Oh my gosh, I actually have a lot of videos that I haven't put out yet. Like a lot of walking videos, a lot of 360 videos, a lot of not so much in real life videos, which I need to make more of those because people really like them because they're just freestyle, like, you know, like this. I think maybe once a week I might start doing one of these videos where I like read off comments and like, you know, you get like a reaction to them. Since I don't live stream that much anymore, it's kind of fun to do these. They're kind of cool. There are a bunch of comments that I'm just gonna like sort of skip over. Oh, here's one that was pretty mean. Here's one. I've been following you since Alex traveling Uber deliveries and boosted board. Now I know you don't care about your subscribers, so I finally decided to unsubscribe. Thanks for the entertainment the past 8 years. Peace. And I say peace because peace out, because if you've been subscribed for 8 years and like now you just want to take off and say bye, like I just want to say thanks for being subscribed for 8 years, you know. But at the same time, what do you mean I don't care about my subscribers? I actually just started back to making like content like all the time now, because for a couple months I was not making content. It's just like I would randomly put up a video, you know, every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks, but like now they're coming out like every day. Some days 2 videos a day. Yeah, McDonald's closing in the city. Another thing about McDonald's, I just see a comment about McDonald's here. McDonald's is kind of a trip because, like I say, like nobody eats McDonald's in the city. I mean, people do. Don't get me wrong, they do, because I always see like a long line at the McDonald's on Fillmore. But for the most part, people don't. People just don't eat McDonald's. It's like not that popular. Local food is way more popular here than any corporation food. So yeah, that's one thing to throw out there. Oh, and then about Uber drivers buying houses in San Francisco. I see a lot of people really like that. Like that a lot. I see a comment here. Yeah, man, putting down mad cash is the only way, especially with the interest rates being the way that they are. Looking back at your stock videos, you should have 100K. Surprised you never found a place for yourself, even if it's a 2-bedroom condo. Just get in the game. Okay, so that was a really good comment. You know, I could have, that's something I could have definitely been into and definitely been looking and definitely been paying attention to. But that's something that I kind of haven't, because it's not to buy a house here, you really need to make sure, number one, you got a really big down payment, and number two, you have to make sure that you got enough money coming in with your other gig to keep that thing going. Wow, this dude's walking by with a big gun and a really big suitcase, like a camera or something, and a really big gun. And then there's another dude walking with him. Crazy. Anyway, there's APEC coming up, so there's a lot of security folks around here. A lot of security people around. But yeah, to really buy a house here, you really have to be on your P's and Q's. And when I say a house, I'm also including condos, because myself, I wouldn't necessarily buy a house here. I don't really like houses like that. I kind of like condos, right? And there are some deals on condos. I've definitely seen some condos in that $200,000 mark. But getting a condo around here, the part that's gonna sort of be the thing that makes it not so appealing is once you buy the condo, you're gonna have to pay the property tax and you're gonna have to pay the association fee. So yeah, maybe, you know, you're paying $2,000 a month to the bank, but then now you got to pay the association fee, which could be a couple $100 a month, and then you got property tax, which could be another couple $100 a month. So now you're paying $2,000 a month for your mortgage, and then you add another $1,000 on top. Now you're still paying $3,000 a month. And not only are you paying $3,000 a month, you still had to put down a large chunk of money for the down payment. So how much money was that you put down? Maybe it was 100,000, maybe it was 50,000. Well, the money that you put down for that place to pay $3,000 a month with the property tax and the HOH fees and all that, well, that's all money that you're not investing other places, right? So that's why you see some people live in the city, and they live in the city their whole life, and they rent their whole life because maybe they pay rent control, and they're looking at their rent control unit that's $1,500, and they say to themselves, if I move out and buy a similar place, it's gonna cost like $1,500 in a month in just HOH fees and freaking insurance and what's the other one? HOH fees, insurance, and gosh, I forgot. Gosh, HOH fees, insurance, and the property tax. Yeah, so you're gonna have to have like all three. So some people would say, look, instead of moving out, I'm just gonna keep paying, I'm just gonna keep this whole rent control place because my payments aren't gonna go up that much. With rent control, you also just get renter's insurance because you don't own the place. Renter's insurance is much cheaper than, you know, homeowner's insurance, and especially if you got to get mortgage insurance on top of that, like insurance, you know. So like when you rent, that can sort of like be chill, you know, depending on the situation, because you got to think even rich people rent sometimes, because once again, if you rent, you don't have to come up with this massive down payment like you would if you're buying. It's kind of cool to be like, yeah, I'm a buyer, I own this, but then at the same time, you could be missing out on something else, you know. Maybe you could be making money somewhere else with this stock or crypto or just holding on to that money, you know, not being tied up in a house. It could just be sitting in your savings account, right, ready to use for something else that comes along, you know. And let's see, I think we're gonna like stop there. This video is like 22 minutes now, so I don't want to make these like 30 minutes, you know. I want to make them like maybe 20 minutes, somewhere around there, you know. Just sit back, talk, read some comments, talk about this, talk about that, catch up for the day. And yeah, that's what I got going on. So yeah, it feels like it's gonna be a beautiful day, and I'm about to get out of this neighborhood because it's super busy. About to go somewhere else where it's nice and chill. But thanks all for watching. This is just another random one, another in real life video. We just sit down and talk, jam. But I love all of y'all. Leave some more comments down below. Leave some video ideas down below if you want to see some more video ideas. But for now, I'm out. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching, and peace out, y'all. Out.